Buttercup Bandit, 511 Aviva Vendetta, and 99 Lemmy Adam. For the black team today, we have 103 Scar, 73 Boots, 202 Sumi, 22 Over, 394 Thrash, 252 Meals on Wheels, 268 Ice Maiden, number 7 Jackknife, number 50 Odd Socks Fitz, and number 84 Glasgow Kiss. A special mention to Bonfire, Demolition, Ice Maiden, and Meals on Wheels. For these four, it is their first ever interleague game, so please give them a round of applause for stepping up to the challenge. We will kick off at 2:15 with this game. But before we start, I would also like to thank our referees. We have KO, Austin, Blocky, Rupert, Betty, and Holly refereeing for us today. We also have Tara out on the track as our top timekeeper. I'd also like to thank everyone up here on the panel with me, all of our NSOs, everyone in the penalty box keeping track of scores, everyone on the door, and everyone at the merch store. It takes a lot of people to keep roller derby going, and if you'd like to volunteer, please reach out on the Facebook pages for any of our 3 leagues. To kick off this second game for the white team, we have jamming number 93 Ray. And for the black team, looks like number 268 Ice Maiden. Ray breaking through the pack here to secure lead jammer for the first jam of game 2 today, as Ice Maiden is pushed out of bounds, gets recycled. Ray coming around for her first scoring pass, 4 points there to the white team, as Ice Maiden is unfortunately sent off with a 30-second penalty. Power jam now for the white team. Ray making the most of that one here. Ray coming in for another scoring pass, but being stopped handily by the black team blockers. And Ray calling off that jam before Ice Maiden can make it out of the penalty box, meaning that Ice will start this next jam in the penalty box and will be jamming for the next jam. Lining up now for the white team, we have number 511 Aviva Vendetta getting ready to jam as the white team swallows the black team's wall. The white team holding the black team's wall in place, allowing Aviva Vendetta to sneak past and secure that lead jammer status. Ice Maiden coming in for the first pass there and sneaking through on the outside. Closely followed by Viva. First scoring pass there, 4 points to the white team. And Viva calling off that jam just in time. Ice unfortunately unable to score any points for that jam, but 2 jams in a row, a valiant effort. As the teams reassemble, we have number 7 Jackknife jamming for the black team. Number 86 Apples jamming for the white team. White team having a hard fall on this one. That is number 93, Ray, taking a bit of a tumble there. As number 86, Apples, sneaks through the pack and scores that lead jammer status. Jackknife has also made it through and is attempting attempting their second pass through the pack now. Apple's already on the way through. 4 points for both teams as both jammers make it through on their second pass through the pack. A couple of tumbles here from the black team as Apples exits the pack for another pass. And it looks like we have a power jam on our hands here. Jackknife in the penalty box as number 64 Slamby is sent off for the white team to join them. Number 86 Apples here calling off the jam, meaning that the white team will start with a power jam for the next game. 10 points to the white team for that jam and 9 points to the black team. Slight score adjustment there as we update the scoreboard. 26 for the white team, 5 for the black team. As 5'11", Viva Vendetta steps up to jam for the white team, starting this one out as a power jam, waiting for Jackknife to rejoin the game from the penalty box. Viva making a valiant effort to come down the middle there, but getting knocked down by the black team's defence. Almost through, but takes a jump and a dive, having to be recycled back all the way to the start. As Jackknife rejoins and fights their way through the pack. Aviva getting through and securing that lead jammer status for this one, closely followed by Jackknife, but Aviva will call off this jam. No points scored there. Getting ready to jam now, we have number 73 Boots for the black team against number 93 Ray for the white team. It's a convict on convict jam. Ray managing to clear a path through the pack but getting stuck. Boots capitalising on that and slipping through that same path, securing lead jammer status. As Ray escapes the pack for their first time around. Boots coming around. Second pass, 4 points for the black team. And 4 for white as well as Ray makes their first scoring pass. Boots making another pass here. Boots and Ray both slipping through the pack, almost unscathed, keeping the pace going in this jam. And keeping the points coming. Boots calling off this one just before Ray can get to the pack. 12 points for the white team here and 8 for the white, with Ray unable to score those last 4 points for that pass. Lining up now to jam, we have number 333 Nico for the black team, number 9 Demolition for the white team. As Odd Socks Fitz heads out onto the track to make sure that the black team has enough players to start the jam. Demolition here pushing through the white team's defence, and first jam of an interleague game, and Demolition gets lead jammer. Nico trying to get through the white team's defence here, but unable to find a gap in that wall as Demolition sneaks past the black team for their first scoring pass, and 4 points for the white team. Nico still unable to make a pass there as Demolition gets knocked out of bounds by number 22 Over. That will be a direction penalty for Over there. moving Demolition against the direction of play, but that does not worry Demolition, who makes another scoring pass, bringing it up to 8 points for the white team for this jam. Another black team player sent off, number 333, Nico the Jammer, meaning that this is a power jam for Demolition. First interleague game, Derby fans. First jam, lead jammer and a power jam. Demolition getting stopped here by Ice Maiden and by Oddstocks Fitz, being bounced around. But managing to make it through. Unfortunately, not without a penalty, as Demolition is sent off to the penalty box for a 30-second penalty. Power Jam swaps play with number 333, Nico, now the only jammer on the track, desperately fighting to get through the white team's defence there. Number 511, Aviva, getting a penalty there, and unfortunately sent off to the bin as well, with Nico just making it through the pack, but unfortunately just as the jam comes to its conclusion. An excellent effort there, but an unfortunate calling of time on the jam. .12 points scored there for the white team, and unfortunately none scored there for the black team. 46-17. With Demolition still in the penalty box for the white team, we have number 7, I believe, Jackknife for the combined team. Up to jam through most of the pack, but knocked out by Slamby. Gets recycled in behind Slamby, but manages to get past on the second attempt, claiming lead jammer for this jam. Coming in for a second pass, swung from the outside to the inside, trying to find a gap in that wall. As number 103, Scar, knocks out the white wall, allowing Jackknife to get through. Demolition back in the game now, trying to get through the black defences as the white offense tries to break up their wall. Jackknife coming in, knocking down Aviva Vendetta and taking down Jackknife as well, only to get knocked out at the end of the pack. Jackknife getting a cut track there, unfortunately jumping back in play in front of 93 Ray, meaning this is now another power jam for 09 Demolition for the white team. Demolition successfully executing a star pass there, passing the star off to Ray, transferring that jammer status. Ray coming in hot and knocking over pivot blocker for the black team there. No penalties, but a successful pass. Ray coming in again, managing to sidestep, jump around. Another 4 points scored there for the white team. Ray getting swallowed by the black team's ball there, but pushing Boots out of the way and down to the ground for another successful pass as Aviva Vendetta gets sent to the penalty box for the white team. Jackknife back on the track now, coming around for their second scoring pass. 8 points there for the black team, 12 points for the white team. White team starting off this jam with one blocker in the penalty box, one blocker down for the start, as number 86 Apples steps up to jam for the white team. Number 22 Over jamming now for the black team. Apples managing to get past the black team's wall, almost stopped by number 73 Boots on the way out, but manages to get through and secure lead jammer, closely followed by Over, number 22. Over looking, trying to stop Apples, stopping both of them, unfortunately. Over will get a low block for that one and be sent off to the penalty box. Number 86 Apples now has a power jam for the white team. A valiant effort there by Over, but an unfortunate ending there. Apples managing to knock Boots out of the way on the way through the pack there for the first scoring pass. 4 points to the white team. Black team trying to form up here to form some defence, but the white team's blockers are breaking up their wall as best they can, leaving nothing in Apples' way to stop them. Apples scoring another 4 points, 8 points to none to the white team for that jam, with Apples calling it off before Over can exit the penalty box. Number 22 Over for the black team, starting the next jam in the penalty box, meaning that this next jam will be a white team power jam at the start. White team calling a timeout here. White team's timeout expiring there. Likely taking that time to formulate a plan on how best to capitalise on this jam. Starting out as a power jam. Looks like they're going to start this one with number 93, Ray, jamming. Oh, look, the jam is starting right on the jam line for this one, but Ray able to find a gap and sneak through the outside almost immediately, securing that lead jammer status. As number 22 Over makes it through, completes an excellent apex jump there over the white team. On their initial pass, Ray getting through for their first scoring pass, 4 points, and calling a stop. Attempting to call a stop to the jam. Play stopping for a moment there, with White 64 Slamby receiving a direction penalty, moving the jammer against the direction of play. Black 103 Scar also starting out this next jam in the penalty box. Both teams one blocker down heading into this next jam. Looks like we have an official timeout on our hands here as the referees discuss the events of the last jam. The white team very much under the impression that they called that one off early, but the referees didn't blow the whistle to indicate that. Getting ready for this next jam, it looks like we have for the white team number 86 Apples, and for the black team number 202 Sumi. blockers surge towards the jam line at the start of this jam. Sumi able to sneak through. Apples almost made it through, but was knocked out of play and had to be recycled back in in front of the pack. Sumi, unfortunately, not completing that apex jump successfully. A foot did go out of bounds there, so that is a cut track penalty for Sumi, meaning this is now a power jam for 86 Apples and the white team. Sumi coming around for Apples rather, coming around for a second scoring pass. Unfortunately taking a tumble there, as the white team tries to capture the black team's defense. Apples almost through the pack, with Sumi rejoining the track, rejoining the jam, and attempting to break through all 4 of the white team's blockers. Sumi making it through, with Jiggly Rough and Demolition both being sent off with penalties for the white team. And Apples being sent off for the white team as well. And 103 Scar for the black team. 4 players off the track at the moment, as Sumi has a power jam facing only 2 blockers. 99 Lemmy with a very quick recovery, backwards somersault, as Sumi sneaks through for a third scoring pass. 12 points for the black team, 4 points for the white team. Looks like both Jigglyruff and Demolition did just manage to make it out of the penalty box for the end of that jam. Black team starting with 1 blocker in the penalty box for this next jam, but the white team, unfortunately, starting with a jammer in the penalty box, meaning that it is a power jam for number 333, Nico of the black team, going into this next jam. Nico fighting to get through on the inside, fighting to get through on the outside. Chugs making it very difficult, but Nico getting through and securing lead jammer. No, unfortunately not. Nico unfortunately getting a penalty there, and the power jam status reversing, with Apples now the only jammer on the track and securing lead jammer for this power jam. 4 players in the penalty box now. Nico from the black team, the jammer, as Apples makes it through for their first scoring pass. We have Nico in the penalty box for the black team. We've also got over for the black team. Black team down 2 players, white team down 2 players as well. Apples making it through for another scoring pass. 8 points to the white team so far. As Nico rejoins the pack, Chugs stopping Nico, unfortunately, as Apples manages to sneak past the black team's defense. Nico making it through for their initial pass. No points scored yet, but eligibility to on the next pass. Unfortunately, that chance is going to be denied by Apples, calling off the jam before Nico can get there. White team scoring 12 points that jam to bring their total up to 90. Black team on 37. Heading into jam 11, we have for the black team number 7, Jackknife, against number 93, Ray. 005 Chugs for the white team, starting off in the penalty box for this one, so the white team are 1 player down. But that does not seem to affect Ray at all, skipping through the inside to claim lead jammer status on the initial pass. Jackknife fighting through that wall as the black team offense tries to break it up. Ray coming in fast and almost losing it around the corner there, but managing to keep it on track with 4 points as Jackknife is sent off for a penalty. power jam to the white team and number 93, Ray. As the white team and black team both form up their defences here. Excellent defence there by 84 Glasgow and 202 Sumi, but Ray able to sidestep through there for another scoring pass. Chugs taking up the black team offense, with Ray just sneaking through, attempting to call that jam off before Jackknife could get back into play, but Jackknife did manage to get back into play, completed serving that penalty. So we do have 2 jammers up for the next jam. Heading into a brief 10-minute intermission here. If a 10-minute intermission here for halftime, Derby fans, an excellent time to check out the canteen, check out the merch at the front desk, check out the raffle, or alternatively, check out our league's Facebook pages. That is the Convict City Rollers, the South Island Sirens, and the Northwest Coast Diemen Rollers. If you want to get involved with roller derby, either playing, officiating, or otherwise helping out where you can, make sure to check out these leagues on Facebook and shoot them a message. Having some issues with the scoreboard here, Derby fans. Just a notice to the teams that we do have 5 minutes left in intermission. Seconds to Derby. Calling that 60 seconds short. As we are heading into the first jam of the second period, for the black team jamming, we have 202 Sumi. For the white team, we have 09 Demolition. All of the blockers starting right up on the jam line. Sumi clearing a path on the outside, Demolition attempting to follow but unable to get through. And Sumi manages to sneak through as 64 Slamby heads off to the penalty box for the white team. Lead jammer to the black team and Sumi for this one. Sumi managing to spin through one-footed on the inside, securing 4 points for the black team, as Demolition is sent off with a penalty for the white team, meaning that this one is a power jam for the black team as Sumi takes a sliding dive, recycled back very effectively by Lemmy from the white team, having to head all the way back to rejoin the pack, but quickly making up for lost ground, knocking out number 394 Thrash on the way past. bringing the total for the black team up to 8 points for this jam. Sumi being pushed out by 5'11", Aviva Vendetta, taking a tumble and unfortunately not able to stop Sumi there. But Sumi will get a cut track penalty for re-entering play in front of where she was pushed out, with Sumi and Boots both in the penalty box for the black team. Number 394, Thrash, also in the penalty box for the white team as Demolition returns to the track, attempting to get through, manages to sneak past the black defence for their initial pass. Demolition making their way back up to the pack, attempting to push through now, but Sumi returning to the track and immediately calling off the jam before Demolition can score too many points. 3 points scored there for the white team, 8 points for the black team. Coming into Jam 2 of the second period, we have number 93, Ray, up for the white team, and number 333, Nico, up for the black team. Thrash for the white team, starting off in the penalty box, so the white team is one blocker down, heading into this jam. Ray immediately taking out Nico and pushing through the pack to secure lead jammer. An effective strategy, but that did not stop Nico. Made it immediately through the pack. Ray coming around for their first scoring pass, 4 points to the white team as Nico reapproaches the pack, sneaking through. Ray calling off the jam, but not before Nico can get through and score 4 points for the black team. Excellent defensive work by the black team there, holding the white team's blockers off to the side, allowing Nico to sneak past. Coming into Jam 3 for the second period, we have 202 Sumi jamming for the black team and number 99 Lemmy Adam for the white team. Number 27 coming in a little bit late for the white team to get on the track and unfortunately being sent off with a penalty for an illegal positioning there. Too late getting on the track. Lemmy managing to get around and secure lead jammer, but unfortunately having to call off that jam before completing an entire pass. One point there for the white team, no points for the black team. Not able to complete a full pass there, but all points are good points. And an excellent call off of the jam. Stepping up again, we have number 333, Nico for the black team, number 93, Ray for the white team. Ray managing to sneak past, juking the inside, and then heading to the outside, but not able to complete that maneuver without getting a penalty. Number 93, Ray, in the penalty box. This is now a power jam for 333, Nico for the black team. Nico unfortunately being knocked out of bounds by the white team's defense and having to head on back to the front of the pack before continuing with the jam. Nico fighting their way through, but being stopped by Chugs and forced off the track. Attempting to come through on the inside. Thrash attempting to stop Nico, and Nico unfortunately getting knocked out of bounds there and sent off with a cut track penalty, being knocked out of bounds and then re-entering in front of where they went out of bounds. Ray back on the track, completing the initial pass and first scoring pass, 4 points for the white team and a power jam. Ray managing to slip through the black team's defense relatively unscathed, scoring another 4 points for that pass. White team standing out of the way, but then Shugs heading in to knock out the black team's wall, giving Ray a chance to slip through. Ray falling down there, but able to get back up and keep going around the track as Nico comes back onto the track and re-enters the pack. Ray making a pass for another scoring pass there, bringing it up to 16 points for the white team, as Nico, attempting to perform a star pass, gets a forearm penalty. That would be using a forearm on another player, no doubt while trying to pass that star to the black pivot blocker. Ray getting most of the way through the pack there, just 3 points for that final pass, and then calling off the jam. Nico in the penalty box will remain as the jammer heading into the next jam, as we call a team timeout for the black team. So with Nico in the penalty box heading into this next jam, this will start out as a power jam for 09 Demolition for the white team. All of the white team's blockers here able to focus on breaking up the black team's defense and try and make a path for Gem. Gem managing to make their way past Scar, being stopped by Over, and then by Sumi, getting bounced around, a foot out of bounds. And an unfortunate penalty there for Demolition means that the power jam will trade as Nico heads back on to the track, heading into another power jam, this time for the black team. Nico being held off there, but managing to complete that star pass, getting that star to 202 Sumi. Sumi taking a tumble, but able to get up and keep going. Sumi now the jammer for the black team. Sumi managing to juke it out with the white team's blockers, but Lemmy goes down, Viva goes down, Sumi goes down, but Sumi is able to continue through 4 points for the black team as Demolition makes their way back up for their initial pass. Gem sneaking through, managing to narrowly escape Over there, who's being challenged by Slamby. That one not Gem's initial pass there, that one the first scoring pass. 4 points for the white team, 4 points for the black team. Sumi sneaking through on the outside, but unfortunately spinning out of bounds, being wonderfully recycled there by Slamby, having to go all the way back to rejoin the track. Attempting once more, but unfortunately getting stuck on the line, taking another tumble, this time being recycled by Lemmy, as the jam comes to its natural 2-minute conclusion. Points there for the black team, 5 points for the white team. Timeout has been called here. Looks like another timeout by the black team. The black team making the most of their limited timeouts for this game. the black team's timeout coming to a close there as the teams get ready and line up on the track. For the black team, we have number 7, Jackknife, up to jam. For the white team, number 86, Apples. All of the blockers rather, starting very close to the jam line for this jam. Apples starting with a bit of a run-up. Everyone closing in that distance. Very tight-knit pack here, but Apples managing to find a gap on the outside. Very briefly being stopped, but managing to sneak through and get that lead jammer status. Jackknife a little bit stuck. Almost gets taken out by Ray at the last second, but manages to make it through for their initial pass. Number 394, Thrash, taking a bit of a tumble there. And both 005 Chugs and 86 Apples being sent off for the white team, meaning we have a power jam for Jackknife and the black team. A power jam and one blocker down for the opponent. Jackknife is able to capitalise on that and sneak through on the inside very effectively. Apples rejoins the pack, attempting to sneak through, goes to the outside, goes back to the inside, manages to score 4 points for the white team, 4 points for the black team as well, as Jackknife makes their way through for the second scoring pass. And Apples calling off the jam there before Jackknife can make another scoring pass. 4 points for the white team, 8 points for the black team. White team currently on 138, black team on 67. Number 22 for the black team over, getting the crowd excited. Up against number 511 for the white team as an official review is called. The referees and the team bench and captains will discuss the events of last jam. Official timeout coming to a close as we head now into Jam 6 of the second period. Aviva managing to sneak past on the inside, challenged at the last second by Sumi and takes a tumble. But Aviva Vendetta managing to score lead jammer for the white team as 202 Sumi is sent off for the black team for that final hit there. Number 22 over for the black team, managing to make it through. Aviva Vendetta taking a tumble over the top of 99 Lemmy Adam and calling off the jam there. No points scored for either team there. But Aviva Vendetta successfully calling off that jam before the black team could come around and score some points. Black team also starting off with Sumi in the penalty box for this one, so they are one blocker down heading into this next jam. This jam with number 7, Jackknife for the black team up against 93 Ray for the white team, and they are both through. Number 93 Ray securing lead jammer. Jackknife trying to pass on the inside and Ray calling that one off very swiftly. Jackknife overtaking there. Ray not wanting Jackknife to score any points ahead of them and calling that one off, putting a stop to that business. Unfortunately, that very short jam means that Sumi will be starting this jam in the penalty box as well. Black team still down a blocker. Number 09, Gemolition jamming for the white team against 333 Nico for the black team. White team's offense successfully dismantling the black team, knocking down 252 Meals on Wheels, knocking down 394 Thrash, meaning that 09 Demolition can sneak through for the white team. Nico forced out of bounds and then recycled back by Slamby, as Demolition makes their way through, trying to push on this black team wall, but Over's defense, Gem is not able to pass through that. Over now being sent off for a penalty, so Over's defense being replaced by Boots and Meals on Wheels, as Nico is still fighting to get through that white wall, being formed by Lemmy, Slamby and Jigglyruff. Demolition able to get through for the first scoring pass here, 4 points. Gem and Sumi both taking a big fall there, with Demolition being sent off for a low block. I mean, this one is now a power jam for the black team. Nico managing to get through on their initial pass. Black team gaining back Over now, putting the wall up, and Over taking out Jigglyruff. Nico pushing hard against that white team defense. And Nico successfully executing a star pass, passing jammer duties off to 202 Sumi. Sumi getting most of the way through, but being knocked out by Slamby, who has then recycled them all the way back to the start as Demolition rejoins play. And that jam coming to its natural conclusion there, with 8 points for the white team, 2 points for the black team. Black team starting out with number 22 Over in the penalty box for this next jam, one blocker down. As we head in with number 7 Jackknife for the black team jamming, and number 93 Ray jamming for the white team. Blockers starting all the way forward on the blocker line here. Ray making it most of the way through, but unfortunately getting pushed out and having to circle back, juking from the inside to the outside and securing that lead jammer status. Jackknife pushing hard on the white wall, but will go down and immediately get back up and resume pushing. Ray managing to skip through for the first scoring pass, 4 points to the white team. Jackknife attempting a star pass here, succeeding in that star pass off to number 50 Odd Socks Fitz, but Fitz being knocked out of play, unfortunately, and having to be recycled back. Ray, unfortunately, out with a penalty. White team jammer is off the track. This is now a power jam for Odd Socks Fitz of the black team. White team defense here holding strong as the black team defense tries to dismantle the wall, making a gap for Odd Socks Fitz to fit through on the inside. 4 points for the black team. Number 93, Ray, rejoining the pack and immediately scoring another 4 points. As Odd Socks Fitz makes it through for another scoring pass. Ray making it through as well there. Pack very tight together on this one. Very small area for Fitz to fit through and Ray to sneak through the middle of. Unfortunately coming off the track and having to be recycled back. Ray heading out with another 4 points there, with Fitz managing to sneak through on the inside as the black team defense hold the white team defense to the outside. Ray calling off the jam there. Equal points, 16-16 on that one. As the referees call an official timeout. Each team's bench and captain head in to discuss something that happened there. Captains and bench heading back to their respective teams as the referees continue to deliberate here. 2 minutes left in this second period of our final game here today. Official timeout still ongoing as our jammers line up. And that whistle from Tara indicating the end of that official timeout as we have number 333 Nico up jamming for the black team against number 511 Aviva Vendetta for the white team. Very tight-knit pack here as Thrash takes a fall, immediately back up to help try and block Nico. Aviva Vendetta making progress, but unable to get past that wall of Sumi, Boots, and Meals on Wheels. Coming through on the outside, but unfortunately getting stopped and being pushed out of bounds. Nico almost through the pack. Nico through, being valiantly stopped by Lemmy Adam, but making it through to gain lead jammer status as Aviva Vendetta comes through as well on their initial pass. Nico coming in and hitting that white wall as 103 Scar attempts to break it up, but number 511 Aviva Vendetta able to sneak on through and score 4 points here almost immediately. Nico pushing hard against 09 Demolition here, but not able to make progress as Aviva Vendetta sneaks through on the inside for another 4 points. 8 points to the white team. Nico fighting hard to come through here on the inside, and Nico making it through. 4 points for Nico on the first scoring pass. Aviva Vendetta sneaking past the inside of that black wall there. 12 points for the white team. As Nico sneaks through again, almost stopped by Lemmy Adam, but manages to get the full set of points there. Another 4 points for that pass. Aviva Vendetta trying to get through, but being knocked out of play and having to recycle back behind Lemmy Adam, probably taking a fall. As that brings our game to a close today. Unofficial score here, we have 174 points to the white team to 93 points to the black team. The white team stealing the win on this one. As the teams celebrate their game today, I once more want to thank our referees, KO, Austin, Blocky, Rupert, Betty, and Holly, our official jam timer, Tara, and Smiley, our referees, as well. I'd like to thank all of our NSOs. I'd like to thank everyone up here on the panel with me, everyone working on the door. It takes a big family to keep Derby going. If you'd like to join in, check out our leagues on Facebook. And as the white team does their victory lap here, one final roll call. 93 Ray, 1337 Jigglyruff, 005 Chugs, 86 Apples, 27 Bonfire, and 09 Demolition. Their first interleague game, Derby fans. Number 64 Slamby, number 22 Buttercup Bandit, 511 Aviva Vendetta, and 99 Lemmy Adam. And as the black team take their lap, we have 103 Scar, 73 Boots, 202 Sumi, 22 Over, 394 Thrash, 252 Meals on Wheels, and 268 Ice Maiden, their first interleague game, Derby fans. Number 7, Jackknife. Number 50, Odd Socks Fitz. 84, Glasgow Kiss. And number 333, Nico. Thank you very much for being with us here today at wonderful Aurora Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, in beautiful Muanina people country. Make sure to check out on the way out the merch stall. Make sure to check out our leagues on Facebook. They all have introductory courses, so if you want to join in on the fun, make sure you contact them and get involved, whether playing, helping out, volunteering, or otherwise just learning to skate. It's a wonderful skill.